Hello, and welcome to your astrological overview for Cancer season. Cancer season is the fourth sign of the astrological calendar following Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. Cancer is a cardinal water sign, and this is our first water sign of the astrological year. And it's a cardinal water sign, so this is just a very, very strong water sign. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and as we know, the moon is representative of our intuitive side, our receptive side, our feminine side, you can say, definitely our emotional side. So, Cancer, in essence, is very, very intuitive and very, very sensitive. Some of the other themes around Cancer have to do with family, have to do with nurturing, have to do with kind of like a mothering nature, have to do with cultivating a home life. You know, Cancer energy is very homey. And then other things would be like emotions and intuition, right? Ultimately, even though it is a cardinal water sign, Cancer is very introverted, right? Likes to think about the crab, which is the symbol for Cancer, like kind of like the hard external shell and wanting to retreat inward. So the crab, almost kind of like a hermit crab, is what I would, is how I would look at it, or is how I picture it. And then some things that relate to this water element. So remember, water really relates to emotions, really relates to our emotional body. So emotions, intuition, receptivity, depth, subtlety, these are things that have to do with water, in that it is, it is probably the most powerful element, but it is one that moves slowly, moves consistently, and moves fluidly. So, some other things that you might want to focus on during Cancer season, just to align with Cancer, is this idea of Cancer and the moon corresponding to our sixth chakra, so our third eye. So, this is our space right between our brows above our nose. This is the non physical eye that has to do with our intuition, our instincts, and some of our psychic abilities, right? So, ways to kind of activate and stimulate your third eye is practicing things with your eyes closed. So I know we usually meditate with our eyes closed, but think about it like a yoga practice with your eyes closed, right? Feeling things from the inside out, and then relearning how to trust our intuition, follow our instincts, right? That is one of the super important practices of Cancer season, or of third eye, and definitely allowing the sensitivity and the moodiness that we feel during Cancer season, or if you have any personal planets or significant planets in Cancer, allowing the emotions to guide you, right? Not necessarily guide you out of like a reaction to them, but guide you as if it's like pointing something out to you. You know, why is it that I react with a negative emotion towards this specific subject? Why is it that I feel so sensitive around, about this subject, or around this person, or in this situation, right? It's definitely a time to focus inward, to to learn and to cultivate more emotional intelligence, and to allow yourself the time to feel everything that there is to feel. Um, Another kind of element about the sixth chakra that I always like to emphasize and remind everybody is that it is a portal way into non-physical reality. So anything like shamanic journeying, or doing something that keeps you in touch with your spirit guides, your power animals, angels, ancestors, loved ones that have passed on, definitely open yourself up to thinking and experiencing and being guided by these guides, and allowing yourself to just kind of go there with it and seeing what there is to see, as we all have these kind of dormant psychic abilities. And a lot of time we just need to practice reactivating them. So that's something to think about during Cancer season. Some tips for exercise and self-care during this time, because Cancer is the beginning of the summer solstice and is the summer, like right at the beginning of the summer season. Everything's usually pretty hot. This is at least in the northern hemisphere. We still want to do things that are very much stimulating physically, that's stimulating our, aligning our bodies with the heat that we feel outside. So when we absorb the heat, we want to kind of do stuff to burn off the heat. So we have extra energy during the summertime with the extra daylight and with the extra heat coming off of the sun. So staying active, staying productive, staying busy is a natural thing that occurs during the summertime, starting with Cancer season. But allowing yourself, because like I said, Cancer is still a very introverted energy. So doing the busyness and doing the high intensity exercising that you'd like to do, but making sure that there's still a little bit of self-care element that is helping balancing it out, whether it is doing something a little bit more passive, or just doing something a little bit more functional. Like if you know you're going to have a really long, busy day, maybe start with a meditation in the morning to help you focus. Maybe do a light, stretch or yoga practice at night to help you wind down. These things will really be beneficial during the summer months. Some things like yoga, if you want to do a yoga practice, the way that we would practice yoga to align with the season is to just do third eye practices. So, and also with the third eye is that cultivation, as I mentioned, of intuition. And so there is that kind of improvised intuitive flow that you can get into, which might be really fun, doing a practice where it's just your eyes closed and you're just being led or you're just being guided by something deeper within you, or maybe even just being guided by your breath. That would be how we would practice yoga for Cancer season or Cancer moon. The food and diet that you would want to probably focus on, again, things that are really, really light, things that are filled with water, things that are very hydrating. All of the seasonal fruits and vegetables definitely incorporate. And again, it's very similar to what I suggested in June. You can look at actually the summer grocery list, which is different than the spring grocery list, but incorporate, the same type of things off of the summer grocery list that would be like a yummy, hydrating, cooling type of food, maybe like a cold soup or a cold broth or some cold fresh juices and smoothies, something that kind of cool you down and hydrate you at the same time. Thank you for joining me for Cancer season. Those are just some tips for you, and I will see you in the next video overview where we talk about Leo season.